Hello guys, my topic is about post pruning method in decision tree learning. So which is comes under machine learning. So as we discussed about some of the few topics about the post pruning method in decision tree learning. So my name is Jay Nagasai Suman. My roll number is 1995 597. Let us discuss about the few topics. Now introduction. What is a decision tree? First of all, decision tree learning is one of the predictive modeling approaches which is used in many finite methods using statistics, data mining, and machine learning. It uses as a decision tree as a predictive model to grow from observations about an item represented in the branches to conclusions about the item's target value represented in the leaves. So, in machine learning and data mining, pruning is a technique associated with the decision trees. Pruning reduces the size of the decision trees by removing the parts of the tree that do not provide powder or power to classify the instances. So decision trees are the most susceptible out of all the machine learning algorithms to overfitting, and effective pruning can reduce this likelihood. So this post will go over two techniques to help with post pruning with examples. No, basically there are two principal methods of doing this. One method that is widely used begins by converting the tree into an equivalent set of rules. Another commonly used approach aims to retain the decision tree or to replace some of its subtrees by leaf nodes, so thus converting a complete tree to a smaller pruned one, which predicts the classification of unseen instances at least accurately. So there are the various methods for the post pruning. As we discussed before, first one is reduced error pruning, which is a common method was proposed by Quinlan. This simplest and most understandable method in decision tree pruning. This method considers each of these decision nodes in the tree to be candidates for pruning. Also consists of removing the subtree rooted at the node, making it as a leaf node. Now, the available data is divided to three parts. The first one is the training examples. Next one is the validation examples used for pruning the tree. Set of text examples used to provide an unbiased estimate of an accuracy over future unseen examples. So if the error rate of the new tree would be equal to or smaller than that of original tree, so and the subtree contains no subtree with the same property, then subtree is replaced by a leaf node. So means pruning is done, otherwise do not prune it. So the advantages of this method is its linear computational complexity, which is when the test set is much smaller than the training set, may lead over to the pruning. Many researchers found that reduced error pruning performed as a most as well as the most of the other pruning. So basically, if error rate of a new tree would be equal to or smaller than that of original tree, so that the subtree doesn't contain subtree with the same property, then subtree replaced by the leaf node as we discussed, then pruning is done. Otherwise, doesn't prune it. This is the main exception as we discussed. Now, second is error complexity pruning. In error complexity, pruning is concerned with the calculating error cost of a node. It finds error complexity of each node. So the error cost of a node is calculated using following equation. First is the formula: R of t is equal to small r of t into P of t. Now small r of t defines the number of examples misclassified in node by number of all examples in a node. Now again, number of examples, P of t indicates the number of examples in node by total number of total examples. Now, basically the main purpose of the error complexity pruning is concerning of the most effective calculated errors are occurred at each cost of a node. So basically it is used to find the maximum error complexity at each node, whether we perform or not. So the error cost of the node is calculated using this formula equation: RT of t equal to small r of t into P of t. Now, if a node t was not pruned, then error cost of subtree t rooted at the t. So capital R of t is representing equal to the sigma of I equal to number of leaves tends to R of I. The error complexity of the node is given as A of t equal to capital R of t minus capital R of capital T into t by number of leaves minus 1. Here A measures the value of corresponding subtree. Now this method consists of following steps. A is computed for each node. Second one is the minimum a node is pruned. The third one is the above is repeated and A and a forest of pruned is found. Now fourth one is the tree with the best accuracy is selected. So basically minimum error. The tree is pruned back to the point where the cross-validated error is minimum. The cross-validation is a process of building a tree with the most of the data and using the remaining part of the data to test the accuracy of the decision tree. So cross validation is a process of building a tree. As we discussed, the most of the data and the tree, and then using the remaining part of the data to test the accuracy of the decision tree, which is comes under the minimum error. Now, minimum error pruning. So the method was developed by the Niblet and Brodko. This is a bottom-up approach which seeks a single tree that minimizes that expected error rate on an independent data set. If it is predicted that all the future examples will be in C, so that the following equation is to predict the expected error of the pruning at node T. So we discuss about the capital E of T. It tends to NT minus NT comma C plus K minus 1 by NT plus K. Here the pruning steps are at each non-leaf node in the tree, calculate the expected error rate. The subtree is calculated. Calculate the expected error rate for that node if subtree is not pruned. If pruning that node leads to greater expected error rate, then keep the subtree, otherwise prune it. So minimum error pruning also, which is an exception. In that case, basically bottom-up approach is used when seeking a single tree minimizing the expected errors rate on an independent data set. Independent data sets are used in minimizing the expected error rate. So if it is a prediction of the future example, we will in class. So following equation as we see in the PPT, E of T equal to NT minus N comma T comma C plus K minus 1 NT plus K. So finally, the post pruning is also known as backward pruning. In this, first generates the decision tree and then remove non-significant branches. Also, post pruning a decision tree implies that we begin by generating the complete tree and then adjust it with the aim of improving the accuracy of unseen instances. Thank you.